Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Lumbee Days. We are the mighty Lumbee tribe, the largest tribe east of the Mississippi River. It wouldn't be possible to tell the story of our people without sharing a little about the life of our Lumbee hero, Henry Berry Lowry. In 1865, Henry Berry Lowry made national headlines by rallying a band of Indians, blacks, and whites to stand against the injustices in post-Civil War North Carolina. Henry Berry witnessed the execution of his father and brother and vowed to take a stand for justice. He was a pioneer in the fight for civil rights and is known as the Robin Hood of our people. Today, we will attempt to give you a glimpse of the love story between Henry Berry Lowry and his Scuffletown beauty, Rhoda Strong Lowry. We hope you enjoy these scenes, which were first written in Randolph Umberger's outdoor drama, Strike at the Wind.
Today, we celebrate what was and what might have been. We memorize our song and make our cause immortal. We celebrate the past, lest we forget, and are in turn forgotten. The law was changed in 1835. The Indian had lost their right to vote and to own weapons. Therefore, our people were no different than slaves. It is a civil war, but it was a time like your own, a human time, with passions on both sides for the best. Except for one thing. It was a time when to ask for justice against some people was to strike with your fist at the wind. This all takes place in what we call Scuffletown. The girl is Rhoda Strong. She's waiting for a boy who isn't worth the wait. But then she loves him.
Henry Bear, I wish you were this wet rag. Well, I'd wring you out and hang you on a line. I'll find me a well-scrubbed Yank from Ohio, maybe, or a gambler from San Francisco. Who knows how a lady should dress? Well, I'll fix my hair and I'll buy me a pair of shoes that the devil used to wear. Well, you ain't the only rooster in the yard.
Hanging, woman.
Henry, oh, what do you mean sneaking up on me like that? What do you mean?
Quiet, woman. Do you want the whole Southern Army on my head?
Well, you scared me half to death.
See, I'm learning. Maybe there's some Indian left in me yet.
No, the devil is all there is in you.
Well, that's true, too. You know, I feel him growing a little inside me each day. Rhoda, did you bring it?
Your father says you're safer without a gun.
Don't he know to really be safe is to be dead?
Well, is that what you want to be? Because if they catch you with a... Look, there's ham and potatoes. That's all we could spare.
Well, we'll need it. Hey, there's a Yankee with us now. I heard you was interested in a clean scrub Yank.
Well, I might be, if he's better looking than you.
Well, I don't know about that. Shoemaker told me just the other day, Henry, you are a handsome boy with her in your eye. Meaning you, of course.
Well, I didn't think you meant Mary Todd Lincoln. And how is Shoemaker?
He's keeping watch down the road.
Henry, why don't you turn yourself in? You had nothing to do with that killing in Wilmington.
Rhoda, are you vacant in the head? The best they do is send me back.
But your father says the Rebs are losing.
If he'd give me a gun, I'd prove him right. But Rhoda, they seem more determined than ever.
And you aren't scared?
I'll tell you what scares me most is, even if the Yankees win, we still might not be able to vote.
But they don't believe in slavery, brown or black.
Neither does half the South. There's all kinds of slavery, inside and out. There's all kinds of men inside us all.
What kind of man is inside you now? I can't be sure anymore.
I can't either. But Rhoda, there is one thing that I am sure of.
Oh, no.
Darn it, Rhoda. Yes, that settles that.
Well, I guess it does. Now take that food and get before somebody sees you.
I got it. Quick. Don't you worry, Rhoda. The day they catch Shoemaker and me, that's the day you'll know this war's over.
No, that's the day I'll know that you never loved another soul but yourself.
Henry Berry Lowry was born in 1847 in the Hopewell community. His parents were Allen and Mary Lowry. On March 4, 1865, Henry Berry witnessed the execution of his father Allen and brother William. It is said that the Home Guard, a part of the Confederate Army, forced them to dig their own graves. The murder of the Lowrys brought a decade of conflict to Robeson County. After the execution of his father and brother, Henry asked his other brothers, Tom and Steve, to join him in his search for justice. Henry proceeded to bring together what was known as the Lowry Band.
Henry?
They killed Papa and William tonight.
Oh my God, no.
Look, boss said we should have had these long ago. Rhoda, Papa used to say that a good heart was an honest man's justice in heaven. Well, now I'm telling you that here on earth, a poor man's judge and jury is a gun. First thing tomorrow, we're paying a visit to Hector McCoy. Well, he is the justice of the peace, ain't he?
What?
Yes or no? I'm asking you to marry me.
Well, just like that?
Yeah, just like that. Rhoda, I promised Papa just now that you would, that we'd give him what he wanted. Children of peace. Our children, if not his.
What about these guns?
We'll put them down. When the Indian has the vote, and the Home Guard is paid for their crime, but not until then.
Then I can't promise.
Darn it, yes you will. Now, boss says that I've always been a dreamer. Rhoda, I've got me a dream now. This country don't know the difference between a bullet in one hand and a ballot in the other. I'm going to give them a chance to decide. If not for my dream, for Papa's. What do you say, Rhoda?
On December 7, 1865, Henry Berry married Rhoda Strong, a Scuffletown beauty. She described him as the handsomest man she ever saw. After the ceremony, Henry Berry was arrested and taken to the Lumberton jail. Later, he was moved to the Whiteville jail. Henry Berry performed the first successful escape from the Whiteville jail.
I'm sorry it had to happen this way, Henry.
I just wasn't planning on it yet. That's all. It's the wrong time thinking about a child or a wife.
I see.
Well, I didn't mean it that way, Rhoda. It's just, I've been running so hard lately. I hadn't been able to think about anything. Staying alive. It's all wrong. The fighting, the killing.
Then let's get out. Let's get far away from this place and never look back.
I want so much for him. I used to dream about how it would be. I'd give him the world I would. In my dreams.
I lay on the ground last night and I looked at the sky and I thought, well, I don't know anything. But this child is good. And the same dreams are in this child that are in his father. All of that thunder, all the lightning, and all those wild words too. But there's something else, Henry. what you promised your fathers there. You remember?
I remember. Grandchildren of peace. Rhoda, those were wild words too. What's it gonna be like growing up in these swamps, being pulled behind us from one hideout to the next? That's all I can give him.
But why? We have come so far, and things are starting to happen because of you, Henry.
What's the use, Rhoda? They're gonna catch us in the end anyway. Why not just make it easier for them?
I can't believe my ears. Now, this is not the Henry Berry I married.
No, I guess the Henry you married still running around out there somewhere. He just left this worn-out body behind. Point is, Rhoda, I'm tired.
And I'm not. Don't you think for 1 minute, Mr. Lowry, you're the only one tired around here. Don't be that selfish.
Rhoda,
let me finish. The Henry I know is not a quitter. You see, he starts something and he sticks to it until he finishes it. And by God, Henry, you started something. And I know you're not a quitter.
Woman, there's one thing about it. You are one feisty lady.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're mine.
I love you, Henry.
I love you, brother.
Rhoda Strong Lowry, like her husband, spent some time in jail. On March 4th, 1871, Henry Berry dictated a note to John McNair. That note carried the signatures of Henry Berry Lowry, his brothers, Steve and Andrew, and his brother-in-law, Boss Strong. The note stated, "We make a request that our wives who were arrested a few days ago be allowed to come home to their families by Monday morning. And if not, the bloodiest times will be here that ever was before. Every man's life will be in jeopardy."
It's just on nights like this. Well, I can see him coming down the road in the moonlight. Not a care in the world, a smile from ear to ear, and he's talking like a preacher. Am I losing my mind? Henry! Henry!
It's all right. It's all right. I heard the news about Mama.
Are you all right? Well, you look so tired.
Steve. Rhoda, he's dead.
No, when?
A couple of months ago, McGregor's company caught up with us. Steve shot McGregor, but another soldier hit Steve with 3 shots.
We thought you made it out of the state.
I had to come back and see Mama and the baby. Then I'll try for Georgia. Rhoda, when I get there, I'll send for you and the baby. Maybe we can move to Texas like old Shoemaker wanted.
Well, look, a telegram came. You need to read it.
Not now. You read it.
State legislature in special session has voted to extend voting rights to all citizens of Robeson County, regardless of color. Henry, it looks like you made more friends than you thought out there. And guess what? Warrants have been sworn out against every man involved in the persecutions here, even a state Supreme Court judge. But the governor is out of the state right now, and well, I know when he returns, that's going to be his top priority.
It doesn't matter. Don't you see, brother? It doesn't matter anymore. There ain't never been a man that reached to touch the sun and he wasn't burned a little. But there ain't nobody gonna put a match to this. Forever. Woo, woo. That may be them. I gotta go now, quick. Tell the baby we did it for her. Not what we ought to have done, Rhoda, but what we were able to do. There's a new wind blowing in our direction. A strong, fresh one.
You tell her that yourself in a few weeks.
That's right, I can. I mean, I will. A person of some importance always says I will. Papa said once that when the English settlers came, they carved the word Croatoan on a tree. for a sign to those that came after, never to give up hope. If anybody asks for me, brother, you show them this. And you tell them, Croatoa!
Run, Henry! Run!
Firemen!
Live, Henry! Live!
And so, another mystery begins. The man fades into history and is swallowed up by legend. Upon this ground, Henry Berry fought his neighbors, for better or for worse. And his time was a long time coming. But love is the second discovery of fire. To you who have heard our story, we reach out our hands, that there shall never be another time when to ask for the dignity of any man is to strike in vain with your fist at the wind.